Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of 12-Pod Plan to Improve Irish Happiness.
It's easy for you to say.
It was a little bit easier, but I'm Arun Sharma and one half of the hosting team, and I'm here with
Simon Allen, the other half of the hosting team. How's your week been?
The week has been, we're getting closer again. I hate to say that, we're getting closer again to the summer break, but I'm just like, oh, my knees, I want to get there. And it's been horrific, of course, looking at the news from North Ireland, Belfast on the news, Portadown on the news for all the wrong reasons.
Yep.
And it's been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But I'm sure we'll come to that later at some point. But how's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad. Been out and about. So out and about in the southwest of England, enjoying the heat, talking to people about different things that I probably don't know enough about. But that's all a good laugh. But
all a good laugh.
Yeah. But looking forward to the summer holidays too.
We've sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No. I was going to say, like, how long have you got left?
4 weeks now, 4 weeks, and we've it's unbelievable how feral people become the closer they get to something.
Is that just the teachers, or is that everybody?
That's everyone. That's everyone. Yeah, and we're in proper Bristolian, sun's out, tops off.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, that carries. Luckily, not the tops off bit, but everyone comes in with that crazy mentality. It's the guards down, everyone's just ready for it. So, there we go. But welcome to the pod, episode 2. This is the pod that was born from the book 12-Point Plan to Improve Irish Happiness.
Get it now.
Just over a year ago, this was released, and I wanted to take an opportunity to take a deep dive into some of the poems and some of the themes and some of the issues that come up, all relating to growing up and the troubles in the north of Ireland. That's where, of course, Simon comes in, as he did share that burden of having to grow up alongside me back home. So that's where we're all up to. And of course, Simon, you've got your magic number generator with you today.
Oh yeah, carry it with me everywhere I go.
Perfect.
Are we ready?
Yeah, shall we get into it?
Let's fire them up. Hang on. It's going too quick. It's gonna blow. It's gonna blow.
It just looks so abnormal.
So this one is I think this was how old I was when I first met you. 14.
14? Okay, so 14. Donna the Hure. Donna the Hure is our first poem for the day.
It's all coming back to me now.
Right. So obviously need to dig in with a bit of context then. So this came out of a job which I had in Craigavon. And it was a job I had before I went to university for about 3 months, and I had it after university again for 3 months before I got into getting a full-time job elsewhere. And I remember before I went to uni, there was lots of shall we say storeroom banter and all that, and I think as a younger person, maybe you'd maybe sense that some of the banter was uncomfortable and wasn't great, but maybe I didn't have the voice then to vocalize how uncomfortable it was and how unfair it was and so on. And as a result, maybe I let things go over my head a little bit or just ignored things that I shouldn't have done. And then when I I came back after university and the same people are still there saying the same kinds of things. Just outrageous. And I remember everyone fell out on me then. I was like, no, fuck up.
Fuck up. So what can you say what the job was?
So I was working in Craigavon Area Hospital when I was born.
But were you working in, was it Gardner Haskins, the kitchen.
Gardner Merchant.
Gardner Merchant. I worked there too.
Didn't everyone? Didn't everyone who's anyone had worked there at some point?
Yeah.
It's like Tato. It just lures you in and spits you back out. But yeah, I was working in the kitchens and portering around the hospital and doing everything.
But I wonder whether we were there at the same time, because like EC, the mental health unit was my ward of choice. ETU.
I went to ETU a couple of times. Scary, the ETU electrotherapy unit at the hospital still existed. I don't even know if it's there now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still a thing, but it felt like something out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
It was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. Like when people came in after their ECT, it was like just nothing. Like, and that's what it was. That's what it's designed to do.
Well, it was one of those things. You just trusted the system. You trusted the NHS.
Yeah.
Knew that frying people's brains would lead to a cure for something.
Yeah.
But whether that happened or not, I don't know. But yeah, there was one chap there. He was a biker guy.
Yeah.
And the story was, he had taken a few too many trips and of acid and whatnot, and it was a bit fried. So what they did was they fried him up even more. But after therapy, he was just a dribbling mess, and that would be for a day or two.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe that was doing him any good whatsoever.
No.
So no, I didn't smuggle him in more acid. But
it's even like, I remember like people talking about ETU and kind of trying to minimize, like if you end up in ETU, like you are seriously and significantly unwell, like whether, regardless of what the situation was, but there was always this, like, and I suppose it's still true to this day, like people trying to minimize people's experiences. Was they're only in there because they got under they got the payments for the mortgage got away from them, so when you get into ETU they pay all that off for you. So that's where you go in.
Really?
Yeah, but that's okay. It's that simple.
I suppose the wider question would be, in a country with shared trauma and generational trauma from years of warfare and conflict, the question I'd be asking is how many people were in there when they'd experienced something horrific, whether it's a bombing or a shooting or just repetitive trauma of being nervous and anxious from everything around them, and they ended up in there where maybe some psychotherapy would have actually been the correct
100%
path.
100%.
But there wasn't any on offer, of course.
No, there was nothing. Like like my dad was in there a few times, like for exactly all of those reasons, and I imagine probably maybe 95%, if not even higher, like that was the reason that people were in there.
Yeah.
I mean, horrific.
The fact that you guys, you were out looking under the car, weren't you, with the mirrors every time you left the house, and that's gotta the nerves would be shut after that.
That was my household chore from age 10.
You go out and sort the bombs.
Go you and have a wee look, our son. See, make sure
stick it in the wheelie bin if you find one.
You see anywhere, you come and tell me, okay? All right.
There's some scissors. Snip the red one. Or was it the blue one? Donna the Hure.
Donna the Hure.
Names changed to protect the innocent. She wasn't always a Hure. Fat Atkinson recalled. She used to be fit, had a nice face, but because she was who she was, the boys reckoned she'd ride anyone. Not her sister, though. She was a bit young for a hand up her top and a slip of the tongue. But Donna, oh aye, Donna was a Hure. Then at work one day, Crozier asked if I knew her. Crozier didn't know anything about anything. How would he know Donna? Even he had said she was riding all the top boys, said her bush was like a Brillo, like he'd even know. And it was then I remember feeling that empty well hollowed in my chest. And from then on, I felt blue for Donna. One day, the boys in commissary claimed they'd seen her in a porno. Donna hadn't even been outside of our town, yet somehow squeezed in a flick with two ugly English plumbers. Give it a rest, I spat out. But they couldn't stop dishing it out. Kept stacking the plate, passing the poison out. And her face when I said hi, once soft and strong, resolute, now resigned, hardened, just like Kathy at the desk, or Marie in the office, or even Janet who was in charge. Too many plates of spoiled meat, bile eruptions, ears pricked with did she, didn't she? Faces that once were and now aren't their own. Okay, so
I think we should probably also explain that the Hure is quite a common word in the Northern Irish lexicon. Yeah, hear you.
yeah, used in in all sorts of ways, many comical. But the sad truth of the matter was, when used against women, it was always meant very barbed, very barbed. And here we had a young woman who, through no fault of her own, had acquired some kind of reputation from who knows where that wasn't true and just stuck. And it was that notion of workplace banter and all this talk behind closed doors and behind her back, and it was happening for so many of the women there, so many of the young women especially, who had to, knew it was going on, but they had to weave their way through their day, letting comments they maybe overheard bounce off them. And I think when it came down to it, the idea of the stereotypical idea of the Irish mammy, is very, very much true. I'd say it's maybe a a cliche because it is true. And these strong women were often the heart of any room that they were in. But the flip side of that, of course, was that whenever they had this toxic, and we wouldn't have called it toxic masculinity back then.
No, but that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it was and what it is.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that that kind of toxicity is being rooted out now and being called out more. And I think this generation, coming up now, and the younger people, I think, are a lot more aware, a lot more nuanced about them. And even the people that have entered the what was it called, the
the manosphere.
Manosphere.
For fuck's sake.
Even they know it's
manosphere.
wrong. Even though they do it, they know it's wrong, but they continue to do it to be provocative or to try to make some kind of a stance. But they still know what's wrong. They still know what's wrong, and it'll still be no surprise if it gets called out, and when it gets called out. It's how these idiots respond to it. That makes a difference. But
do you think on in both sides of the community growing up, there was a strong moral imperative around loads of different things? But I just think from growing up as a Northern Irish Protestant evangelical dickhead.
Not all Protestant evangelicals are dickheads.
No. Let's be clear. Just be clear. No, but there is an inherent belief in that tradition, and maybe that's changing now because I'm not close to it. But that women have a place, and it's going to be the same in the Catholic tradition and various traditions, and I wonder whether that plays into some of that, because toxic masculinity is absolutely everywhere, and the amount of domestic violence in Protestant evangelical relationships is horrific.
In church, we could really get into it with the church and misogyny, and I think that's a conversation of its own.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation which will go on and on. But I think the difference between that happening in maybe in England or Scotland and that happening in north of Ireland, a lot of it stems from not only the Irish tradition
Yeah.
of the women largely being, trad wives.
Yeah.
And I think the feminist movement, would have hit Ireland way later
Yeah.
than anywhere else, really in Western Europe by far. But the interesting thing to remember is as well that Ireland as an island was the only European culture that wasn't taken over by foreign cultures.
Yeah.
So if you think of it like this, the Romans came over and they invaded and injected their culture everywhere they went.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in Ireland.
No.
Ireland
We'll leave you to it, lads.
Ireland was the last remaining traditional Western European culture.
Yeah.
All the others had been, for lack of a better word, infected,
Yeah.
and
Infected
diverse.
with roads and sewage.
What have they ever done for us?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the conflict going on, where especially on the Catholic or the nationalist side, rather, there was a lot more in terms of that feminist movement. There was a lot more equality, and you saw lots of women taking positions of relative power and equality alongside the men in the political movement, IRSP or INLA or whoever it was, and obviously the paramilitaries too.
But built on civil rights, like that is which includes equality and equal rights. Clearly, like it's
in the name. It's in the name.
It's right there. But yeah, and I suppose that's the bit that I can't quite marry up with my experience of growing up during the Troubles, because it was so far away from that. It was unbelievable. Like it was very traditional. It was very role based. It was, and any kind of reimagining, even if like you're looking at the Christian tradition and the role of women in like Christianity, which is far more to the fore than people would like to give credit for. But that was always poo-pooed, like in a certain.
Did you just say poo-poo?
I did just say poo-poo. Right, delete the podcast. Gonna have to start again. No, but it would just it would have been written away, like that's not for us today. That's not what the Lord wants today.
And that's the thing, when the men are in charge and they're telling us what the Lord says and what the Lord doesn't say, what chance is there, really?
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see, in terms of the church, how things have changed.
Yes.
I know, for example, at least in the Republic, there's been a lot of push for abortion rights, and obviously laws have changed.
Yeah.
And that's been a huge benefit for health and mental health and physical health for women.
Yeah.
But I still don't know to this day, in terms of the church's stance. Having a pope who's, relatively liberal, I'm sure would help as well, as he seems to be.
Yeah.
But he's only one pope, and he can't change the written laws. And
no, and probably doesn't have as much political sway as he probably once did. But yeah. But Tamalis,
go on.
What? So let's talk through what a day looked like coming into Craigavon Area Hospital in the. When would this have been? This would have been like the
90s,
early 90s.
90s. well, 93 and 96 were my stints there.
Okay. So so mine would have been 93 and 94 then, I think.
Oh, must have been there at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Can't even remember if I saw you, but I was often underground. So this is a large part of the day was visiting the underground system that ran under the hospital. So there was a lower ground which spanned the
Where the
whole
morgue is.
where the morgue was, and I feel no shame in saying this. This is where the chrome mollies were kept. In case you don't know what a chrome molly is, it's the metal bed that's got like the lid on it. So you put the bodies in, you pull the lid shut, and that's how you move dead bodies around.
Right.
But if you came in with a hangover, it was a perfect place to sleep. They were really comfortable. They were really comfortable, and you just put the lid down, and nobody knew you were there because it was about 500 of them just lying in the corridors down there. So you
Yeah.
just take your pick. So I remember going up and grabbing a pillow from one of the doctor's rooms. They had this hotel suite. I had the keys, so I could just go in and swipe a pillow every now and again. Um, or if you knew the bedroom wasn't booked for the night, if there was no doctor sleeping in it, you could get a proper night's sleep after your night shift to wake up bright, breezy to get in the morning for the morning shift class. But the chrome mollies were great. Anyway, lower ground was a whole floor, the same size and length and breadth of the hospital,
Yeah.
which was just empty. There was nobody down there apart from people like me who were just using it to travel through to get somewhere quicker than having to traverse the crowded upper areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just so quiet, and you just had rooms perfect for filming a horror movie. Would have been absolutely perfect. There was weird lighting, flickering. There was weird noises that would just go past every now and again. The electricity surges, I presume.
Yeah.
The smell of the incinerator was always tinged the air. Body parts being burnt out the back and whatnot. What's not to love?
Yeah.
What's not to love? But
it's like, because it wasn't, I suppose it would have felt like a big hospital to us.
yeah,
Because, well, I suppose it was. It was the biggest hospital in that area. Accident emergency department. Great place. Once got the back of an earring taken out of my ear there, and a couple of my tonsils out there.
Just remembered. I got put on security once. I was in A&E security.
No.
And it was a Friday night, I want to say, or a Saturday night, and it was just quiet, and then it was 11 o'clock, and then people coming in with their faces bust in, where they had a bar fight, people with a bottle sticking out of their head, But these two clowns came in once. One of them had a shot or a gunshot wound to his foot.
Right.
And obviously, if there's a gunshot involved, then we have to call the peelers. Peelers came and it's questioned, how'd you get the gunshot? He goes, I don't know. I was just sitting in a car and somebody shot me. He goes, where's the car? He goes, oh, I left it, and got a lift in. A passerby dropped me in. Where's the passerby? Oh, that's him sitting there, and the passerby, like, dressed in the same way, black clothing, very suspicious looking.
Yeah.
And they said, "Where's your car?" He said, "Oh, it's parked outside. I'm just a passerby." Goes, can I see your car? And they look in the car, and there's like a gunshot hole in the passenger seat floor. Said, "Can you open your boot?" So he sticks his, I was just following around doing my security job, Obviously, they needed backup. I was there, 21-year-old dickhead. Like, so he puts his key in the boot, and then he snapped it. So he saw my keys broke, and he can't get the boot open. So eventually they opened the boot, and the gun's still in there.
No.
So these were two members of INLA. And they were INLA, nationalist organization, and they were on their way to shoot somebody. And the gun went off on the way there. So the closest hospital was us, so they piled over. But That was that was peak. Like, one night I did security and that
Yeah.
happened. But
There you go.
right, should we do another number generation?
Let's do another one. Although I do want to find out what happened to Donna. But
Well, shall we just say what happened to Donna then?
yeah, what
Well,
happened to
I
Donna?
think she was still working when I left, but lovely as she was, and I would like to hope that she went on to work somewhere where people didn't talk behind her back, and it wasn't just her. It wasn't just her, but hopefully the boys that were spreading this bile got reprimanded for or lost their jobs or something. I would like to hope so, but
Yeah. Or just it's. I don't. I suppose this is just a general question about like how do you encourage like young men to think about what impact their words have on somebody's life? Because like who knows whether Donna then, because Donna, like you talk about the resignation in her eyes, but it's like, is that then something that just she internalizes and carries with her the rest of her life? Because we all do that to a certain degree, like until we have the therapy to bring it up back out again. But yeah, I don't know because this whole thing is as live today as it was back then, and it's like what what do you do like
and the notion would be that these young women, whenever they have their own children, surely they're going to bring their boys especially up
mm,
to not speak like that, and they'll bring their girls up to
not accept it?
not accept it.
Mm,
And I know it's easier said than done. The last thing any woman needs is bloke to tell her how she
mm.
should feel outraged. But I, I deep down, don't know if the consciousness of the nation has moved on enough.
Mm,
And when I say that, everyone knows feminism can't work until men become feminists, and I just don't know if enough have, and it's an ongoing battle. And it's
mm.
brilliant to see young men who are, I've got 3 boys, and I can say
Well, you
wholeheartedly,
got 3 boys, I've got 2 girls, and it's like, sorry, I cut you off, but
no, it's real, isn't it, for
yeah,
both of us?
yeah,
Like every angle, every aspect is very real. So to see, be hopeful, you have to see it in action, and I can hand on my heart say I feel really hopeful when I see my boys, and how my wife Nikki has especially worked with them
yeah,
and constantly guided them,
yeah,
uh, has been phenomenal.
yeah. Well, and I've got no choice but to be a feminist in my house. but but it's saying like to my girls who are now 2 women, like won't take any of that shit. So I think that's a good job done. But it's I suppose it's yeah. As a nation, how do we then? I think we just need to keep working on it so that because it feels like sometimes these things become like they become binary and then become a battle.
Yeah.
Um,
But it is a war. It's a war. I think, in terms of changing the culture, we I think the right wing are very, very quick to talk about how there's a cultural war going on. There absolutely is.
mm,
But it's a war between evolution and degeneration,
yeah,
and evolution's still still happening. It's not. It isn't something that ended.
Yeah.
Whenever the 1970s happened. It's so yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's to Donna,
Here's to wherever she is,
and I hope
and
she's smiling.
wherever the rest of them are.
They're gonna all go and fuck up.
Oh God. Right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there.
Yeah.
And say a big thank you. If you've tuned in and listened, we've got another episode be dropping in another 1 or 2 weeks. So subscribe and like. Can we subscribe and
I
like?
think we can subscribe and like.
Yeah.
Wherever you get your podcasts and other statements that are said on other podcasts.
Yeah, what he said. All right, thanks, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Cheers.